Soon your exams are near. So I thought of making this video. Be calm, be composed. No need to get anxious about your exams. Try to be focused, be planned, and then have a proper plan and follow it. Okay. Coming to presentation of answer in the exam, I would like to mention the 3 important points. Firstly, have a neat handwriting. If majority of us don't have a proper handwriting, if not handwriting, try to maintain the neatness of the paper, like try to avoid the as many scratches made on the answer paper, and try to highlight the answers whichever you write. Like mention the answer in point wise, include as much as images and flowcharts required. Try to include all the tables instead of writing the answers in the paragraphs and essay kind. And thirdly, I would suggest you to manage time in a proper way. You should divide the 3 hours to cover all the 100 marks. I would suggest you to finish off the 3 marker and 5 marker first, and later to write the 10 marker one. Plan for 3 marker, it's 30 minutes. You should finish off all the 3 marker questions in 30 minutes and finish off the 5 marker questions it may hardly take from 70 to 80 minutes. And lastly, attempt the 10 marker so that the 10 marker questions will take more time. Like how much ever you write, it's difficult to get 10 out of 10, right? So for 10 marker, you can add all the extra things which are in your mind. You can add all the extra things if you have much of time. So attempting 3 marker and 5 marker initially, the advantage we have is you can answer in a precise way. Initial part of the exam, we will have a clean and composed mind so that you can make it a proper way. You can present the answer precisely. Now, coming to presentation, like subject wise. Firstly, final year in medicine, like for example, if there is a question on congestive cardiac heart failure, try to mention all the important points under a proper headings. If you have a proper definition for congestive cardiac failure, define it. Next, firstly, try to define it. Secondly, coming to mention all the etiology, important causes, most commonly seen causes for congestive cardiac failure. Thirdly, if there is any important pathophysiology, you can mention that. And the 4th heading should be your clinical features, where your clinical features should be mentioned under separate headings under signs and symptoms, so that it will create a good impression for the examiner. And the 5th heading should be investigations. In this investigations, the most important investigation, like investigation of choice, and which will be the best investigation. And your 6th heading should be complications. If you didn't treat the patient or any complications of one particular procedure done regarding on that patient, you can mention all these. And the 7th heading should be the treatment, like proper treatment is what, and respective important preventive measures are there. Try to mention these. All like presenting the answer in a particular headings will create a good impression for the examiner also, and which will give you an extra edge for your performance. Like this, mainly in medicine, it goes like this. In surgery, try to include as many as tables, like flowcharts, diagrams. These anatomy diagrams means you need not be a good artist. Try to write the handy diagrams. For heart also, you can just go draw a circle and mark plus so that the 4 chambers are indicated. So simple handy diagrams you can draw. In surgery, the main headings will go like the main causes and presentation, the complications, and investigations will become important in surgery. And coming to in treatment part, you need to mention those particular surgeries, name it surgeries, and you need not explain the surgeries in detail. If you remember and mention the particular treatment of choice, that will help you nicely. And for root causes and classification and all, try to present the answer in the form of tables like TNM staging and classification of that particular tumor or etc. This will go how this is how the particular points how surgery goes. Now coming to OBG, like obs and gynec mainly those particular surgeries and important procedure and steps they'll ask, and the particular like types of grades of prolapse and all. Try to write as many images as possible in OBG. And coming to in OBS part, the management is important, like anemia and pregnancy, Rh negative, all those the flow charts, important flow charts mentioned in that and all will help us to finish the answer fast, and it will also create a good impression. So OBS will go more of flow charts and definitions and those important headings which are asked in the question. Next, in gynec part, it also goes the same, like menorrhagia, postmenopausal bleeding and all. Next, coming to pediatrics. In pediatrics, I would suggest you to finish the first 10 chapters of OP Guide textbook. As soon as if you finish this OP Guide textbook, the systemic pathology in pediatrics, you can go through hand in hand. You can read the systemic pathology of medicine. Particular system in medicine you can cover. Meanwhile, you can revise the thing and differentiating points you can see in pediatrics, so that this will save your time and you can revise the other subject in the second. You can have a second revision of the other subject also. So pedia, it will save time. Be planned. Try to finish all the 10 first chapters neatly. Particularly newborn is important. Next, this is how the final year subjects will go. Coming to third year, in third year subject, mainly PSM, ENT and Ophthalm, right? Yeah. In final year subjects, to have a study plan, I will suggest you to, if you read for 9 to 10 hours in a day, try to have 2 subjects, plan for 2 subjects in a day. Try to give 2 to 3 hours for one particular subject, like the subject which makes you saturate soon, like immediately after reading 2-3 hours. If you feel saturate, you can keep that subject as a side track, and the main track you can read the other subject. For example, medicine, I cannot read medicine for a long time, then you can keep like daily I should read 2 to 3 hours of medicine, and the other time I should read surgery. In meanwhile, you can finish off the revision of surgery in 3 weeks, and daily 2-3 hours of medicine, like finishing one particular system or finishing CVS system in 2 days. This will finish off medicine also, and surgery in 3 weeks you are finishing your surgery also, and later plan for your OBG along with pediatrics. And the last part you can go with the preparation of orthopedic, psychiatry, dermatology and all. This is how final year study plan goes. Coming to third year, in third year PSM, this community medicine is the subject where we cannot read for a long time, where our mind cannot grasp those important lines in the textbook. So I would suggest you to read community medicine daily 3 hours a day, like morning 2 hours and evening 1 hour. You can divide in whichever you are adjusted with. And ENT Ophthalm plan 3 weeks for ENT and 3 weeks for Ophthalm. In these 3 weeks, you should read all the ENT. Divide the 3 weeks for how many days you require to finish off the ear part, nose part, and throat part. So, if you are studying for 9 hours in a day, read ENT for 7 hours and read community medicine for 2 to 3 hours, so that you won't be saturated on reading community medicine also. Meanwhile, your ENT will also go in a fast pace, so that you won't be saturated at one particular subject. Later plan for Ophthalm. Similarly, try to finish all the important topics in the first 1.5 week. Later plan for the other topics. This is how a better plan goes. In ENT also, those important tests done, procedures, all those you need to mention, so that it will also fetch you a good marks. In PSM, those particular textbook lines, those definitions and relevant headings mentioned in the PARC textbook, if you mention, there only the examiner will impress and give you a good marks. So this is how in ophthalmology, try to mention all the important signs like Salus sign, Gunn sign, Burnett sign. These important signs if you mention, and those particular appearance seen on fundus fluorescein angiography or even fundoscopy. This will fetch good marks, and try to highlight those important points. This is how the preparation of third year goes. Coming to for second year subjects, firstly pathology, pharmacology, firstly coming to pathology, you should know in detail of general pathology. Coming to systemic pathology, it will fetch you good marks if you get a questions in systemic pathology. Those particular headings for etiology, pathophysiology, and coming to pathology, you need to mention the gross features, histology features, and try to draw a diagram for gross appearance. Those respective areas of hemorrhage and necrosis and all should be mentioned. And for histology also, try to draw an HND diagram. Even if you draw a well labeled diagram, it will help you a lot in your exams. Next, this is how the preparation of pathology goes. Writing answers in pharmacology is like, it's cool. Try to avoid writing nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, the adverse effects. If you don't know any adverse effect of that particular drug, then write that. But initially, while studying only, you should highlight that important adverse effect. So in pharmacology, if they ask any drug, try to mention the drug belongs to which class, and it belongs to which chemical compound, it belongs to which group of compounds, and write the mechanism of action of that particular drug, its users, and its particular important any adverse drug reaction or any other drug interactions present. After mentioning the uses of that particular drug, try to mention the important adverse effects seen of that particular drug. Then after adverse effects, drug interactions, this is how it goes. Try to mention the actions of the drug and mechanism of action of that particular drug in a proper way. This will be the main skeleton for the answers in pharmacology. Now coming to microbiology. Microbiology is like in virus, bacteriology, mycology, and zoology. Try to mention that particular culture medias, those particular virus which causes that particular disease, the morphology of that virus, the specific toxins produced by that particular bacteria, or in parasitology, try to mention that one circle where the entire life cycle is explained. If you have time, you can explain the life cycle in detail below. These main headings we need to maintain in microbiology. Then coming to forensic medicine and toxicology, if those forensic medicine, though, you can mention all the important antemortem findings, postmortem findings, and those particular steps and procedures followed, those particular steps of legal procedures and all. Coming to toxicology, that particular toxin belongs to which chemical compound, its main mechanism of action, and mentioning antidotes, all will fetch good marks for you. And this is how the second year preparation goes. Now coming to first year. In anatomy, I will tell you to write a diagram. Mainly images. It should not be that even if it is not that artistic, try to write as many handy diagrams, either by referring B.D. Chaurasia or Vishram Singh. Try to mention or try to draw diagrams for each and every question. For 5 marker, draw at least 2 to 3 diagrams. For 10 marker, 3 to 4 diagrams will fetch you a good marks. In physiology also, try to write many more of flow charts and all. Then in biochemistry, though, those particular cycles and flow charts, like the steps of glycolysis, TCA cycle, and metabolism of carbohydrates, fatty acids. All those particular life cycles, flow charts should be mentioned, which will fetch your good marks. And prepare well, study well. All the best. Thank you.